Hello and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia, Amane's Sprout. In the last episode, the rest of the students of Mihama Academy had a council without the presence of Yuuji and Amane to vent their opinion and feelings about their relationship, with only Michiru being directly against the relationship on the grounds that Yuuji could be a spy or what have you. That relationship seems to have been approved. So, let's continue. Seems that my relationship with Amane was ultimately approved by a majority vote of our peers. I guess we're now entitled to print officially authorized couple on our business cards or whatever, but apparently this victory came at something of a price. Soon after the announcement, Makina was pointlessly jumping into my lap and Sachi kept slowly wandering around, sweeping the floor in front of me, shooting glances in my direction and switching her head strangely. As far as that goes, though, it seems clear enough they've made some backroom bargain with Amane in exchange for their approval. The one I really don't understand is Michiru. I have no idea how she got the idea into her head, but she keeps sidling up to me whispering KGB or CIA or FSB, then glaring at me hoping for some kind of reaction. Seems the girl's gotten curious about my true colors for some reason, but she's essentially just shouting random acronyms that she barely even seems to understand, then shaking her head in disappointment at my bemused expression. Of course, at one point she blurted out, "Nagano! Is it Nagano?" in my ear. And that one really isn't too far off. Gave me a bit of a start. Moral of the story being, you got to watch your step around that pseudo-sundera. She may be an idiot, but she's got intuition. Huh? Yuuji? You up already? Yep, I was just about to go running. You need something? No, nothing in particular. Was just thinking I'd tried waking you up, I guess. What? Why? Come on, it's a classic, right? The big sister character who kicks the sleepyhead guy out of bed with a cheery "it's morning" or whatever. Just wanted to give that a little try, you know. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not what you call a sleepyhead. I wake up every morning at the same time like clockwork. Man, that stinks. Yeah, I guess it does. In any case, I'm going to head out now. Hey, no wahe! What the hell is a wahe? Oh. Sorry about that, I clicked a bit too. I'm completely serious. It's time for my run. No, that's not what I'm talking about, okay? Come on, I'm your girlfriend, right? Your girlfriend. Why are you repeating yourself? Am I missing something important here? Yes, something very important indeed. Listen up, okay? Your girlfriend, namely me, is saying, what a shame, I really wanted to do the wake up from Big Sis thing, you know? Okay, so normally there'd be a follow-up at this point. Got it. Then why don't I sleep in a bit tomorrow or something? Maybe a little tip for your hardworking girlfriend, you know? Something roughly along those lines seems appropriate, right? Is that happening or what? Not at present. Well, is it going to be happening in the near future? Let me think about that one. Bye. Hold it! Unhand me, woman. You're going to stretch my running suit. You seem to be rather displeased about something. Yes, indeed. As you have astutely noted, I'm somewhat unhappy at present. Amane, here's an interesting fact you may not be aware of. When comparing rats raised in luxury and rats exposed to moderate stress and frustration, the group with a lower rate of cancer occurrence was actually... I'm not a stupid rodent. No, I suppose not. And I'm trying really hard. Haven't I earned the right to be a little selfish once in a while? Yeah, true enough. You do work hard, Amane. I know, right? So here I am working really hard, and all I get is no reward for you. I'm going running. How am I supposed to take that, huh? Should I just break down in tears on the spot? I entirely understand your point. Very well, we'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow? That's right, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. A favorite phrase employed by harried mothers at the candy aisle of the supermarket. That said, those who do so with the thought, we're dealing with a child here, they'll probably have forgotten about it by tomorrow, are incompetent parent at best. Of course, those who conclude instead they're just asking for a 100 yen cake might now to shut them up are outright failures. The truly first-class, long-term mothering strategists deliberately make use of their child's minor demand, instituting this one-day waiting period in order to teach them patience. 1 day of patience. After that, it'll be yours so long as you still want it. It may be a cheap 100 yen candy bar, but it's not going to drop into your hand just because you beg for it. That's a very meaningful lesson. If you buy the sweet right away in an exasperated attempt to stop your kid from whining, you're just giving them the impression that whining gets me whatever I want. And as a consequence, the child's temper tantrums will slowly but surely escalate to demands for more expensive items, on the theory that it's worth a shot. Yes, tomorrow. The words may have seemed casual, but there's a valuable truth embedded within them, one that's applicable to almost everything in life. Those who internalize that lesson are slightly better for it. Tomorrow morning, you can come wake me up sometime before 5 a.m. If I were to immediately fulfill Amane's request, there's no doubt she'd soon be pushing more troublesome demands on me. This should be a reasonable point of compromise. Putting it off a day, huh? That's right, I'm not going back to bed today, but tomorrow, even if I do wake up, I'll lay there pretending until you arrive. What do you say?
Gotcha. Tomorrow it will be. That's a promise, alright?
Yeah, fine by me.
After receiving my approval, Amane leaves the room humming happily. Tomorrow it will be.
What exceptionally optimistic words, as if there was no doubt tomorrow will come. I see. Under these circumstances, it's reasonably safe to make that assumption. It's easy to forget at times, but the normal world is a truly wonderful place. The next day, I selected sculpture for my afternoon elective class. In other words, it's a lesson in constructing three-dimensional works of fine art by cutting, gluing, whittling, and shaping a wide variety of raw materials. To be honest, I don't have any special interest in this particular form of artistic expression, but there weren't any other lessons that strongly appealed to me today, and as I was ruminating over my decision, Makina urged me to join her for her favorite class. So, here I am. The instructor is Professor Matsuyama Minoru from a fine arts university in Fukuoka, an accomplished 72-year-old artist. Makina, who for some reason gets along very well with the elderly, tells me she always looks forward to his class. Today our material is stone clay. We haven't been given any particular theme. Our only direction was make whatever you feel like. Exactly the sort of vague request where your artistic sensibilities are paramount. The participants are myself and Makina, as well as Sachi and Michiru, for a total of 4. As the good-natured old professor offers us freewheeling words of advice and a gentle tone of voice, we need the clay as our whims direct us. With a solemn grunt, I stroke my chin with fingers dyed white from clay dust. I chose the animal kingdom as my general theme, specifically deciding to convey the lively motion of a galloping steed, but the horse that emerges from my lump of clay is a clumsy, unattractive thing, conveying nothing but awkward, lifeless artificiality. Kasami-kun, are you familiar with animation? Animation, sir? As I'm addressing a senior educator rich in experience and accomplishment, I consciously keep my tone somewhat formal. That's right, as a flipbook. You know, the little sequences students like to doodle in the corner of the textbooks. Ever given it a try? I'm afraid such things weren't a major component of my personal experience as a student, Professor. According to Mr. Matsuyama, to convey a sense of motion, you have to think 2 frames back in the sequence. If you work while picturing the somewhat unstable position of 2 frames before the pose you're attempting to depict, apparently the work will turn out much more dynamic. Although I unfortunately grew up with much in the way of exposure to flipbooks, I eventually hit on an appropriate temporal analog. The beat between pulling the trigger and the impact of your bullet on a 400-meter shooting range. And when I consciously consider the moment before, while reshaping my sculpture, the result is unrecognizably lively. It's still not technically skillful work, but there's a definite sense of motion. 50 years of devotion to a single branch of fine arts. Mr. Matsuyama likes to belittle himself. Cut it out with the professor stuff. I'm not worthless at anything but sculpture. But no matter how limited the breadth of his experience, that brief glimpse of its depth genuinely impressed me.
Alright, it's complete!
For some time, everyone had been silently and intently focusing on their work. In an apparent attempt to induce a group heart attack, Makina's wild shriek shatters the calm.
Hey, you're really noisy, you know that? Can you just keep quiet for once in your life? Oh, sorry about that. As a typical squabble breaks out, Professor Matsuyama stands gingerly from his chair. Walking toward the group, he gazes at Makina's sculpture with the peaceful eyes of a man affectionately admiring the work of his grandchild.
You really do like Sakaki-kun, don't you?
Hehehe, when it comes to making statues of Yumi-chan, I'm probably the best in Japan if I do say so myself. Check it out, today's theme is kuudere. Look at it from the front and it's a normal cranky Yumi-chan. But guess what? If you take a peek from above and the side, her eyelashes are drooping in a melancholy emotional dare face. I name it the kuudere fortune, Sakaki Yumiko. Asking price 980 yen. Yumiko's freaking cheap, insultingly so.
To be certain, that seems somewhat on the low side based on the artistic merits alone. It's certainly pragmatic to slap a price tag on your art, but from what I hear, Makina once put up a Sakaki-themed wood carving of hers entitled Greenhouse Flower for auction as a joke. And it seems the winning bid was a full 87,000 yen. For a piece of art created by a mere student, that's a price you could comfortably describe as extraordinary. And for those who are familiar with Maki-chan herself, I think the sheer element of surprise has some value in its own right.
The element of surprise, eh?
True enough, many of Makina's sculptures possess a subtle, refined grace you'd never for a minute expect someone with her demented personality to be capable of producing. And on the opposite extreme, others demonstrate such bold, forceful energy that it's hard to believe that they're the work of such a childish, small-statured girl. For example, Makina's maidenwork, a pumice statue named Sakaki Yumiko Rising, completed soon after her arrival at Mihama Academy, is still stowed away in our art warehouse, available for viewing at any time. And it's a genuinely overpowering sculpture, a fiercely wrought work that conveys an inner fire of determination burning inside its subject.
Well, your art criticism seems to be pretty respectable, but what are you making, Sachi?
Ah yes, I chose the noble shark as my subject, naturally.
Again with the sharks, you really love those things, don't you? What's so great about them anyway?
It's rather difficult to reduce the shark to a few bullet points, but I suppose you could say I'm awestruck by their divinely functional beauty, their utterly streamlined design, and as the ultimate hunter of the sea. There's elegance in such focused engineering, where every component of the whole holds distinct meaning. I find that perfection quite appealing. Kasami-san, I see you chose a horse in motion. Are you attempting to evoke potential for freedom commonly associated with a trusty steed, perhaps?
Well, good question, actually. Why did I pick a horse? Probably the result of an unconscious thought. If I'm going to make a statue, it might as well be something with some dignity. From time immemorial, the horse has been regarded as a noble beast. It's said that back in the days when a soldier received 15,000 of a yen when pressed into military service, the army compensated a full 1,000 yen for every horse commandeered. The lives of men were as valuable as scraps of paper. Even a broken down old nag was worth 1,000 yen. I thought about that sometimes. Guess I've impressed the idea that horses are big earners of my subconscious. A horse that's worth something, has some nobility. I don't have any other reason. The words feel outright pathetic coming out of my mouth. Something like self-pity wells up inside me. Searching for a change of topic, my eyes find a suitable distraction in Michiru's sculpture. So, Michiru, how about you? Wait, what is this thing even supposed to be? I directed my attention to her sculpture like a man launching for a little life preserver, only to find that I'm clinging to a bizarre avant-garde object of bewildering visual impact. I'm at a loss for words.
A dog. Ah, I got it. It's supposed to be a clay rendering of the novelty rice crackers they sell tourists in Iwate, right? Evoking the squat lumber rock where the devil left his legendary handprint. I see a definite resemblance.
That's not it, Maki-chan. Look, it has limbs and a tail, doesn't it? I know it's supposed to suggest those stuffed tigers Yakuza use as a rock. Isn't it, Michiru-sama?
No, it's a pufferfish, isn't it? I think I saw something like this in an aquarium once.
So, what's a pufferfish doing with arms and legs?
Can't say for sure, but maybe it's something like that tuna fishman character.
Ah, in other words.
Pufferfish man? Ah, why would I make a stupid crap like that? Don't turn my sculpture into some bogus character you pulled out of your behind.
No, maybe it's shaped more like a flounder. Yeah, the head's on the left edge of the body, not the center. It must be Flatfish Man, right, Michiru?
I'm telling you, it's a dog, damn it. Listen to people when they talk to you.
Dog Man?
There's no man involved, it's just a normal dog. It's not some monster hybrid.
I see, a dog. Wait, a dog? Well, you made the thing, so I guess I'll have to take your word for it. Now that I know that, it does almost look like one. Sort of. Not really. Why is that?
Don't ask me, you people must be blind. It's completely, totally, obviously a dog from any angle. Pure dog. Chiro, you got some issues with spatial reasoning, it would seem.
Michiru-sama, I knew it was a dog from the very start. See? Bow wow.
I seem to remember you saying something about a Yakuza rock, actually. And don't yank the head around to make it bark. You gotta pull it off. I told you so!
It's fine. We can just stick it back on like so. There we are.
Hey, that's the butt! Why are you sticking his face on his butt? Not to worry. If we wrench off the tail like so, then stick it on, plop onto the head, see? All better.
Makina.
Yeah, well, my poor dog, it's getting more bizarre by the second.
What a fearful sight. Right now, before my eyes, a hell beast never before known to man has taken shape.
Hey, Yuuji, why aren't you stopping these two?
Why would I?
Don't give me that. Amane's not here, right? Doesn't that make it your job to stop that rampage?
This may be somewhat cowardly of me, but I only have one answer.
What?
Your request lies outside my area of expertise.
Help me, Amane, man!
People who say they are worthless at any other than their specialty are, as a general rule, perfectly adaptable and competent individuals. Their false humility has its purpose, though. It allows them to brush aside the dull and troublesome things in life with the convenient phrase, "That's not my field." As her classmate's bitter cry dissolved vainly in the muggy air, the perfectly oblivious Amane was aimlessly whiling away an afternoon free of academic responsibilities. Driven to the air-conditioned dorm lounge by the powerful afternoon sun, Sakaki Yumiko rests her chin in her hands listlessly, absorbed in some foreign book, in the original language. And by her side, Amane leans forward in a similar position of languorous boredom, thumbing through a magazine. Apart from the low hum of the air conditioner, the whisper of the pages turning is the only sound. In the end, this peaceful atmosphere is irreparably shattered by a perfectly casual question. Hey, Sakaki-san, ever done you know what? Picking up her magazine, Amane turns it Sakaki's way. The page only features a photograph of a woman pushing a banana into her mouth, but Sakaki realizes instantly what it's really referring to. That certainly came out of nowhere. Why on earth are you asking me this all of a sudden? I don't know, you're a really knowledgeable person and all, so I figured I might as well ask. Unfortunately, that's well outside my field of expertise. That? Come on, you know. The ending of the sentence is inaudible, but Amane's keen eyes don't miss the slight movement of Sakaki's lips.
Wow, you actually said it, didn't even flinch either.
I think there's a slight mistake here. I think that's supposed to be Yumiko saying it. And you wonder why Irisu-san developed such a vile sense of humor. She's picking it up from you. Shouldn't you be a little more careful? Well, I do see your point, but by now I'm pretty much typecast as the horny big tits character, you know? Can't go abandoning my niche this late in the game. Utterly ludicrous. What exactly have you been reading for the last while? I assume it prompted this nonsense.
It's the handbook of the assertive modern chick, Tiger Girl, teen fashion magazine.
Pure smut, in other words.
I'm telling you it's fashion magazine, and what the heck smut? At least call it porn or something, you sound like some country grandma.
I can't say I particularly care what you call that thing.
Huh? Not interested?
There's a good special feature this month, though. Eat up the herbivore, boys. Not interested. You sure? Come on, take a look at this. Devilishly delightful techniques to please your man. They're devilishly delightful, you know? As delightful as a devil. That's pretty damn delightful. Not that I have any idea how delightful a devil is, never having seen one, but it sounds pretty awesome, right? I have absolutely no idea how any of this is supposed to be awesome. Seriously? Well then, why don't I read you a little bit? Let's see, this is one submission from a reader titled Morning Pleasure is What Every Man Craves. Men get sick of gorgeous women in 3 days flat, surprisingly often. The reason is very simple. So Amane proceeded to read a lengthy letter expressing a rather slanted point of view on the topic at hand. But before long, she was thoroughly engrossed in the article and began reviewing it with such concentration that she forgot to continue reading out loud. I don't really get all the details, but the point is simple enough. Men get bored of pretty girls in 3 days flat, so you better get sucking before then, alright? Well, I found that article rather incoherent myself, but perhaps that was her overall message. Therefore, I reached the following conclusion. I do have no choice but to suck, possibly blow. Indeed, the sooner the better. Your devotion to your new relationship is all well and good, but it seems to be carrying you in a rather odd direction. Well, it all fits, right? I am a beauty after all. I won't go as far as to deny it, but that exceptional self-confidence is something of a mystery to me. Sakaki-san, I'll suck that sucker like it's never been sucked before. I see. You may not want my advice on the matter, but do try to keep your suction in moderation, yes? I'd hate to see you end up sucking it off entirely. Can you even do that? Who knows? I've never sucked one myself, so I can't comment. In any case, I'll suck it good. I'll suck it to pieces. Just watch me. I think 2 pieces is somewhat a dubious goal in this sea. Never mind that. I'm pumped. There's a fire in my belly. Very well then, it seems no stopping you. I wash my hands of this entire affair. Yeah, not to worry, I'll handle this. Alright then, in order to replenish my physical and emotional stamina, I'm going to bed early tonight. It's still late afternoon, you know. Hey, are you even listening to me? Clearly not. Well, not that it particularly matters. What to do? The girl's deadly serious. Alarmingly so. I've got ice-cold sweat in my armpits just from listening to her. I'll carry off the naughty kids.
Yeah, no, I'm being carried off by the carrying creep.
You mustn't, Kasami-san. If you carry around Maki-chan by the head like that, it'll pop right off.
Serves her right if it does pop off. You can just stick it onto her butt, right? No, I'm gonna end up like Qa'Rajh's freaking chimera. Chimera yourself, it was a dog. A dog, damn it. You're the ones who made it into a freaking chimera. Boomer!
Oh, good. The sound and fury have returned.
Oh, what's up, Yumi-chan? Were you by yourself? Where did Amane go?
Susan already returned to her room. Said she's turning in for the night.
Hey, where? We haven't even had snacks yet, you know? Is she sick?
Quite possibly so, although I'm not sure rest will cure what's ailing that girl. Maki-chan, why don't I make the snacks today?
Oh, can you make those poofy checker pancakes? You know, the ones you eat with ice cream and strawberry on top?
Poofy pancakes? Are you referring to Belgian waffles, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the one.
Is that all right with you as well, Maki-chan?
Aye, I like the sound of that too. Make sure mine has big old raw cherry.
Would you be so kind as to repeat that?
Make sure mine has a big old strawberry.
Ah, so that's what you meant after all. Goodness, that gave me a bit of a start. A raw cherry would be quite problematic, wouldn't it?
How would that get raw? Not to mention a big old part.
I think my IQ has dropped a few points just from listening to this conversation. Well, better idiotic and cheerful than sullen and depressed, right? More importantly, is Amane sick? Is she feeling poorly? I should probably pay her a visit, unless there are some feminine problems involved that would make it a bad idea. Feminine problems have nothing to do with it. The girl's simply seeing the world through bubblegum pink lenses at the moment. Okay, I don't really get it, but you're telling me I don't need to be concerned. No, a little concern would be wise. You are being targeted. Targeted? By who? Susan.
I see.
You see? Is that your only thought on the matter?
I'm used to being targeted. It's not a problem.
Well, whatever. Have it your way.
Huh? Ain't you gonna have some snacks, Yumi-chan?
No, I do appreciate the offer, but I'm slightly tired myself. I will be returning to my room now, if you don't mind.
I see, that's a shame. Okay, then I'll give you this parting gift.
What is that?
I made it in sculpture class today. The name's the Kuudere of Fortune Sakaki Yumiko, 1980 yen.
Why is the prize part of the title? More importantly, you used me as a model yet again? I've been wondering this for some time now, but why is it always me?
Huh? I mean, you got the simplest face and all.
I really shouldn't have asked.
On that note, I've got a How to Draw Yumi-chan song. Wanna listen?
No, thank you.
Hey, what the heck? At least listen to it before you get pissed off.
If you're that insistent, I'll listen to it in her stead.
Oh yeah? Okay then. Get your pen and paper ready. All set? Here goes. Let's all draw us a big gold egg. Now draw a circle in the middle of the egg. Ugo! Draw a circle. Ugo!
I'm going to kill you now.
Eek!
Hold it right there.
Wah!
Amane is up to something. I had a rough idea of that after our negotiation this morning, but it seems she's definitely got something planned for tomorrow. But if that's just more of a big sister role-playing, I don't have any objections to going along with it. Too slow!
No!
She may be older than me, but Amane is just as inexperienced in love. Much as she tries to play the slut, she's probably harboring some innocent interest in the usual romantic cliches. In that case, I'll answer the call. Yes, I have no intent of running away from my obligations in this matter. Look out! Oh no! Run away! You have to run away!
No! It's gotta pop off!
Okay, I can't even think straight. Will you people shut up already?
I underestimated her. I should have fled while I still had the chance. I would know true regret the very next morning. And next morning will be in the next episode. So until then, take care.